Coach was mentioning that, just kind of this random, but he was mentioning that you know a lot of random facts. Like when you came here, you were spouting off hockey facts, and he was like, "Why would anyone know this? What's the deal with that?" And what kind of facts were you spouting off when you came here?
Before I got to Ohio State, before I was ever interested in Ohio State basketball, I was a big Ohio State football fan. Like back when Troy Smith was here, B.D. Wells, and all those guys. So I just knew a lot of facts about stuff like that. Anything I try to like pick up anything I can, like as far as watching ESPN or watching old classic games, and I just kind of remember stuff
about hockey.
I don't remember what I was telling about hockey exactly, so it probably was just a day I had seen something on TV and just was funny.
You mentioned your family. Can you talk about who was your closest to? Is it parents, siblings? As
far as my family, it's definitely my mom, my grandmother, and my AAU coach, Omar Carter. So those are just basically the people that try to keep me grounded.
Have you found anything from Kobe's here?
Say that again?
Have you found anything of Kobe's laying around?
No, I think they clean the place out real well, man. They know there are a bunch of college guys in here, and they get excited if they see some players from the NBA's gear. So,
How do you get from the place of that immature thinking last year to the mindset that you had this year? Like, what helped you transform?
Definitely just growing up, man. Changed my thinking process. Instead of worried about things that I couldn't control, I worked on the things that I could. That's my game. That's the only thing at the end of the day I can control, and how I interact with my teammates.
It wasn't somebody coming to you with advice about how to change your thinking, or somebody counseling you about it?
I mean, definitely my coaches. I had sat down and had a coach with all my coaches. Well, most of my coaches, Coach Mata, most importantly, and he's just telling me like we basically had a talk to each other, like what I need to do or what he needed to do, what I felt like was going wrong, and I just let it all out. And at the end of the day, that conversation stayed right there. And just all my family back home and then my teammates helped me through the situation.
As a shooter, that shot last night with a tie game. Is a tie game in the closing seconds easier shot than when you're trailing?
I really couldn't say, but honestly, I didn't want to go in overtime. And I don't think my teammates did either. I think both teams were kind of tired, so if that game had it went in overtime, it was anybody's game.
What have the last 12 hours been like for you? Is your phone blowing up?
Basically just a lot of phone calls, a lot of texts, a lot of stuff on Twitter with the social medias and all that. That's basically it.
If you look at these last two games, you guys haven't gone to the leading scorer for the final shot. Aaron took one, you took one. Is that there's not a real go-to guy on this team? Is anybody that's that?
I mean, I definitely think that's showing how many weapons we have on this team. With Avery hitting the shot, or DT hitting the shot, and even Sam Thompson had some big games down in the tournament. Emil Williams came through with big rebounds and big blocks last night. So I definitely think nobody can focus in and key in on one guy on this team anymore. Like we're early in the season, team was trying to double DT, but now you can't do that anymore down the stretch because everybody's pitching in and helping out.
Go ahead, David.
They take a lot of pride in defense. They've had a great defensive team for several years. Do they remind you of anyone in the Big Ten defensively?
Defensively? I really can't say anybody they remind me of in the Big Ten, because like they're like real guard oriented, and most of the teams in the Big Ten they defense is like through the bigs. Like you can see Indiana, or you can see like Michigan State. You got big Knicks down there, and you also got Dawson, not a big, but he play like the power forward position, and Adrian Payne. So I really can't compare them to anybody in the Big Ten.
Does it look real impressive to you, their defense?
Yeah, I think it's definitely real impressive, man. They really like to key in on guys. They really like to close in on gaps and stuff. They like to really get you spread out on the offensive end. So it's gonna be a great matchup for us, I think.